Hey, we're back for another episode of Coffee with Ken. I just got back into the office. I've been on the road for the last 2 weeks in Alberta, doing some live events and checking out a couple of sites that we're looking at for potential resorts. And I've been back in the office for 2 days, and it has been grueling back in the office, because on the road, my staff here at the company, I guess they kind of feel like they're interrupting if they call. And so they've all saved up these lists of things that we had to talk about till we got back here. So it's been amazing. But I got to tell you guys a quick story, and there's a moral to the story that's going to help any business owner at any level, whether you're just getting started or you're advanced and down the road and maybe have a bigger business. This probably will be really valuable to you. Maybe. It has to do with some criticism that I got in the last week that got back to me. So, as a lot of people know, in the last couple of years, I've really decided to narrow my focus. Over the last 20 years, I've built a dozen businesses that have competed in several industries. And one thing in common with all the time that I've been doing this stuff is I've always felt the need or the desire to share my experiences and what I'm doing with people around me, with other people. I've just been really lucky. And I think part of my luck is because of my determination, how hard I work and how long I've worked, that I've climbed to the top of the mountain a couple times in different industries. And I love the idea of sharing my learnings with you, and hopefully you can use what you're learning from me to do better in your own life, to build a big business or something. Because to be honest with you, this country needs more entrepreneurs. This country needs more people that decide that they're going to say to hell with the status quo and start businesses and employ people and create products and services to go out and help people. So that's what I want to talk about in this episode of Coffee with Ken. But I got to tell you the story, what happened today. It got back to me through a friend who's also in real estate investing and is a coach, that there are 2 or 3 people running around the coaching industry in Canada and defaming me and saying negative things about me. And when I say 2 or 3, one of them is actually one of the biggest coaching companies in Canada in the real estate space. And they are spreading some pretty crazy rumors about me. And it's not just the rumors that these people are spreading. They actually went as far a couple months ago. We run major events called the Real Estate Investor Summit, and we were having one in Toronto. And this company actually got their lawyers to send us a cease and desist. And a week before our event, demanded we change the name of our event because they said that they had a trademark on the name Investor Summit. And I thought it was just silly that they'd say that, because I've been around the game long enough to know that it'd be really hard, almost impossible, to get a trademark on a broad term like that. But they said they did, so I got my lawyers to work and they checked the trademark registry, and you know what they found? This company, probably one of the biggest real estate coaching companies in Canada, had only applied for a permit for a trademark the day before. So they're so worried about me and what we're doing here at the Investors Growth Syndicate and Cottage Dream Vacations in our training programs and how advanced our strategies are. They're so worried about me that they've got their lawyers lying about a trademark. Because there's a big difference between applying for a trademark and actually having it. Applying for a trademark doesn't make it enforceable. So we sent a letter back and said we're really disappointed that a member of the bar would do something that silly, and we put a trademark request and application in on the full term Real Estate Investor Summit, which we're more likely to get that trademark than they are because ours is so specific, and we'll see how that goes. But anyway, this same company was one of the 3 companies that my friend said they're defaming me. And here's what they're saying, what people are saying. He's a fly-by-night. He's not really successful in real estate. He's not really doing this. He's only been around for a couple years. If you guys go on any social media channel and you just say my name, hold open the Facebook app and say my name, you're gonna see ads for everything that my company is doing in the real estate space. Our events, our training programs, you're gonna see the ads, because we spend over $1 million a year just on Facebook and another $500,000 a year on Google, but $1.5 million a year on our ads. So that's literally what's happening is fear is kicking in. Because I decided that I've been investing in real estate for 30 years. I have had millions of dollars in real estate. My portfolio right now is over $100 million, and I didn't build that overnight. I built it over 30 years. Now I'm getting more aggressive about it because I tripped on this idea of building resorts across Canada, and I love the hospitality space. What they didn't realize is I've been doing it for 30 years, but just because they suddenly saw me running ads, they think that I came out of the blue. And there's a moral to this story that I want to talk to you guys about in a second, and that's what's happened. I found out from the other two people. They're all saying the same thing. Who is this guy? He's not legit. He's not really doing a lot of real estate investing, which I think is just preposterous that they would say that. Like I said, there's a moral to this story. So what I've done is for all of these people that are spreading these rumors, I have turned it all over to my legal team. We've got a couple really amazing lawyers in-house, and I'm just gonna leave them to do that because I wanna focus on my mission and focus on my work. And when you have a big business, for anybody who is saying, oh yeah, he's not really that big and all of that, first and foremost, you don't get those types of things on the wall if you're not doing well. Each one of those represents $1 million that I've made in coaching, and those are all for different programs that we run, and there's more of them on the way. But if you take a look here, I'm sitting in my office in Whitby, and this is my office. You can come out here so you guys can see it. So it's just after 5, so it's there, but we've got our finance team is still in the office there, and I can spin this around and show you guys. This is our lunchroom here in the office, and you can come down here, and then I'll walk you in here. You can barely see it now, but this is our video studio. Some of you guys have seen the podcast shows. That's our director of marketing there. You can see the studio here, and then we go out here. We got this big, massive training room. There's a little timer down there, but you guys can see we do training events here all the time. And my point is, like, for somebody who hasn't heard of me, you don't do all of this if you're a new kid on the block. You need a lot of money to do any of this stuff. There's a bigger story I want to tell you guys here. And I think it's the most important part of this whole coffee session that we're having together. And this is probably a message to CEOs and people that want to become prominent and get their name out there. You gotta have thick skin. I've said several videos about this, and I didn't want to just go down this road again, but it's just so true. You have to have thick skin. If you're going to succeed in any business, you're gonna have to scale. Businesses can't sit stagnant. One of my mentors, Nick Boothman, has been saying for years, businesses are either growing or going. There's no middle ground. And it's incredibly true. And what happens is, as you're growing, and you're getting more prominence and you're getting out there into the market, people are going to shoot at you. They're going to shoot at you. And so you have to just accept it. The smartest thing any owner or CEO can do, especially if you're sitting in the driver's seat, if you are the principal of your company, is surround yourself with amazing people. Get really good people on your team. Hire the best quality people you can. And your job as a CEO, your number one goal is to motivate those people. Hire great people to do the work, and you motivate them to keep doing it. That's probably one of my guiding principles for my business and everything that I do in it. But let's not talk about the thick skin stuff. Instead, let me tell you how I did it, how I got here. If you go online right now, just go to Google and search my name, you're gonna see that the first 20 pages of Google is all content related to me. And if you go to any of the social media channels, you'll see thousands of people that are following me on all these channels. Rome wasn't built in a day. I've been intentionally building my following online since there's been an online. Since literally 2008. I've been advertising on social media since 2012. I started advertising on Facebook since 2012. We're running ads on every social media channel right now. I also stay incredibly current in building a following, and I continue to do it by publishing content and doing things the right way. Right now, I have 2 different marketing agencies that we have hired on contracts to help us further build our social media platforms and everything that we're doing. So what am I trying to tell you here? If you're serious about building a business, if you're trying to build any type of business, whether it's some little solo entrepreneurship to a major bricks and mortar organization. You're not going to do it if you don't build a following. You're not going to do it if you don't put yourself out into the market. You're not going to do it. You're not going to do as well of it without building prominence. So I would say, like, to anybody who's just getting started in a business themselves, definitely don't be afraid to turn on a camera, record a video, and share it with the world. When you first start doing it, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be uncomfortable, and you're not going to sound good, and you're going to be worried about the way you're talking. But there's only one thing that's going to make you good at it. It's doing it a lot, over and over and over again. And when you see somebody online that is really good at talking to a camera and being present on social media, just remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. There's nobody that has done that overnight. Everybody has struggled at it. I remember when I first started creating content, it was painful. It's scary. I would start and stop, and I'd spend so much time editing to get rid of the ums and the ahs. But I've just gotten to a point now where it just comes second nature, and I know that my experiences in my life and the things that I've been through have stories hidden in them, those experiences that can help other people, and I want to share them with people. I want to make your journey easier. Anyway, this ended up being a lot more flippant a Coffee with Ken session than the past ones. I guess here's what I want to tell you. When you get to the point, because you will, that other people are shooting at you, you're doing well, and other people are shooting at you, that is an indication that you're on the right track. And the bigger you get, and the more successful that you get, the more people that will shoot at you. Now, here's when you know things are going really well. It's when big companies are afraid of you. When you get to the point, bigger companies than you are shooting at you, it's their fear of you that's making that happen. So the advice, really simply put, is go start a business. Find something you're really passionate about, that you can serve other people with, that you can help other people with, that you can provide to other people. Start a business. Make sure that it's something you're incredibly passionate about, because it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. And just when things start going well and you think it's not going to be as tough, then all your competitors are going to start shooting at you and make it even tougher. So find something you are incredibly passionate about and start a business, because people need you. Hey, if you appreciate these little sessions, the Coffee with Ken sessions, I'm kind of playing around with it a bit, and I don't know if I want to turn it into a brand and start doing more videos where I just help you with the journey that I've been on. If you like that, would you go into the notes of the show or the comments and just say something? Let me know. Subscribe to our channel, something that tells me that. If enough people tell me they appreciate this type of content, I'll do more of it. We'll see you soon.